Yay! All right. Well, welcome, goddesses from all around the world. You are beautiful lighthouses, and thank you for shining together tonight at this specific time so that we can connect and create a beautiful field of light, of love, of divine feminine energy. For those of you that don't know, I am Dr. Amber Mele'ha Wolf, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be with you today, wherever you are across the planet. Beautiful Gaia, let there be peace and light everywhere. And welcome! I've been healing and teaching for over 4 decades now. You may know me as the Lemurian Sisterhood person and or as a member of the Cryon Masters. I'd like to formally open this circle with a focus so that we can together bring our intentions into this beautiful sacred space that we're creating, because we are uplifting not just what we do and who we are, but the waves ripple out into the world and send this beautiful divine feminine energy of healing and compassion into the world. So please take a breath. And just for a moment, gently close your eyes as we create a sacred space for this time together. Take a breath into your heart. And another inhale, exhale. And another. Let the sound center you in your heart, so that during this meeting, the consciousness of your mind and your heart are happily one. Take another breath and gently open your eyes. And welcome once again. We're here today together because thousands of women all over the world have a deep desire to unlock our higher potentials, to expand spiritually, and to have the confidence to manifest your true purpose in the world. And though each woman is a unique, beautiful part of a wonderful whole, most of us share the similar challenges of living in a world that has been masculine dominated and feminine oppressed for so many generations. And that is what we are here to shift. And I've decided to do this live to be able to authentically connect with you. And I want to thank the many of you that have been waiting patiently for this sacred information to be available. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, so first though, a little backstory. Well, 100,000-year-old backstory. And please stay with us through this backstory and everything else, because at the end, the Star Mothers have a special message for you to wrap this time up. So the backstory. As ascended beings, the Pleiadian Star Mothers came from the Pleiades, or the Seven Sisters constellation, to bring spirituality to the humanity of Earth. This is how ascension works. It's a pay it forward kind of thing. It was a consensual agreement between the people of Lemuria and the Star Mothers. So after the original seeding, thousands of years needed to pass until there were enough people to create a spiritual civilization, divine humans that were Pleiadian Lemurians, sharing Pleiadian DNA in their human body. And here's where it really gets juicy and wonderful. In Lemuria, the women were the shamans, or the priests priestesses. They were the hub of a wheel of the spiritual society. So you'll see how those words, the hub of the wheel, connect to the greater teaching that we're about to unfold here. The women were the grid holders of the spiritual society, and the men honored them and cared for them and created and maintained sacred space for them, for us. Do you remember? It was a perfectly balanced, beautiful world. And of course, very unlike our world today. So the original teachings of the Star Mothers were given to all the Lemurians, and they were taught in the form of the Lemurian teaching wheel. And if those words, that concept is new to you, you can find out all about the Lemurian teaching wheel on cryon.com/wheel. And you will be educated about the Lemurian teaching wheel. So once everyone learned from the Lemurian teaching wheel, a deeper concept of teachings came forward from the Star Mothers, and that emerged into the shamanic teaching wheel. And this was only for women and not for every woman. Not every woman wanted to do it. And that was great because women needed to be doing other things to create this community that supported each other. So the wheel is the Star Mother's instrument for connecting women to a life of practical shamanism, or a way of living your everyday life as a divine woman. Sound good so far? Now let's fast forward to 50,000 years and the great shift of 2012. Now that's 10 years ago now. Seems like that's gone really fast, hasn't it? Now Cryon has said that 350 million old souls moved through Lemuria and are alive on the planet today. Maybe you're one of them. That means that you had a Pleiadian Lemurian Akash, and lifetimes have passed, and here you are back again. And many of you have awakened to the imbalance between the masculine and feminine that exists in our world today. Are we ready for it to be regained? Oh, yes, we are. And the way that we do that is on an individual level. Like one lighthouse here and one lighthouse there lights up the world. Balance can be found through activating your Lemurian Akash and accessing the teachings from the Pleiadian Star Mothers. So the way that we unlock that wisdom through the ancient sacred teachings of the Star Mothers is the shamanic teaching wheel. And those teachings are delivered as step-by-step, self-paced offerings. The Star Mothers and I have unlocked the teaching information once again that was taught to us in those sweet days of our Lemurian lifetimes. And I know that people that are attracted to this and that have studied some of it start having little memories bubbling up, or big memories of their lives in Lemuria, or the energy that was there that we were all a part of. So today, beautiful people, this is a sneak peek into the shamanic teaching wheel. And I am so happy to be able to bring this to you and have all of you here in this sacred circle with me. And as I'm speaking of this, you may begin to feel the presence of the Star Mothers, because we called them in the beginning of this meeting. And as you do, know that it is benevolent energy always, compassionate energy always. They really are our mothers. from a very, very long lifetime ago. So one of the things that the Star Mothers have taught us and give us through the shamanic teaching wheel is using the wheel as a tool for integrated living. And once again, as a practical Sha woman in the modern world. So what does that mean? Practical Sha woman in the modern world. Ancient teachings for modern times. What that means is that in the middays between Lemuria and now, those 100,000, 50,000 years, shaman and Sha women, priestesses and healers, were not found in the forest all hiding by themselves. They were an integral part of the community. But we don't have those kinds of communities today. We have scattered communities, especially after the past 2 years of isolating ourselves. So the shaman or the Sha woman that was living in the community was looked up to as someone that could give answers, someone that could give direction, someone that could give guidance to the people when they had questions or crisis in their life. It wasn't just about ceremonies or being one with nature, although all that is part of it. The Sha woman, the practical Sha woman, really had her work cut out for her, taking care of the people of that community. And as we learn more about the teaching wheel, more of those practical tools for how to live will be revealed. The other thing that we will offer is a journey to the world of Sha woman's wisdom. And to encounter that, we have inspirational examples of how Sha women and teachers have lived. And I know that if there have been people in your life that have inspired you with their teachings, they have learned that by living that. And so that is what we do here. We learn teachings to live by, to become examples for other people. It's not really for teaching teachers to teach other people. It's to be an example to live by. A good example of that is when someone sees you go through a crisis or meet you for the first time and doesn't know you went through a crisis, and you share that with them, and their reaction is, "Oh my God, how did you do that? How did you deal with it? I would have fallen apart if that happened to me." Well, and maybe we do fall apart, but when we fall apart, it's so that we can form a new whole from those pieces that are affected by whatever the crisis is. But we always have to see that crisis as not something bad that's happening to us, although we probably will in the beginning, but then to be reminded, to have the tools, to be reminded that a crisis is an opportunity. Yeah, it may be a challenge, but we always have a choice to step out of being a victim and use that energy to move forward and ask for help, ask for support. That's what the beautiful Sha woman community is about. And also, you will learn to embrace the honor of being a way shower. Now, we're transforming on the planet all the time, and we were born for this. I don't know about you, but I was always the strange one in my family, the one that was out the door and off doing things that other people in my family just didn't do, and we still don't talk about. But that gave me the opportunity to get to where I am today. So I am a way shower, and it is an honor. And it's not always simple, and it's not always easy. But when you find your teachings, your teachers, and your tribe, and again, the support of your community and your tribe, then you lift each other up, and you support each other and encourage each other to be a way shower, so that you're not the weird one. You're the one that's balanced. You're the one that has that kind of energy around them that knows when to take a deep breath and not to get entangled in the dark energy, and knows how to bring in the light, or to ask someone to help them bring in the light. So it is a great honor to say yes to being a way shower, to being a Sha woman. It's a great honor. And I know that there are so many of you here tonight that have stepped up already across the years of your lives and are ready to step up again. Another thing that will be explored is the activation of your unique Akashic memories, because we all have different ones, and those are the keys to unlocking your soul's destiny, your unique memories. Not everyone was a priestess, not everyone was a healer, not everyone, was a Sha woman, not everyone, but you have unique Akashic memories. Some years ago, a woman wrote to me and said almost exactly that. She said, I don't know if I'm trying too hard, but I can't really see myself as a priestess in Lemuria. But what I do see myself as is a gardener, that I raised flowers and I raised plants and I taught other people that, and I made medicines. And I thought, and I wrote back, yay, that's great. Of course we needed those people. And of course there were women that did the birthing or worked with the cetaceans. All of those women that you were, you can find that in your Akash. And as we delve more deeply into the layers past the foundation of the shamanic teaching wheel, that will begin to speak to you. That's what is so exciting for me, is to see light come on when people connect to their memories and they can feel what they need to do next. The other thing that I'm very excited about is when women realign your original empowered feminine blueprint to the now. Because as women in Lemuria, we had a specific life there, one life, and that created a blueprint in our Merkaba, in our field, that has come through with us through many, many lifetimes. That Lemurian Pleiadian DNA is still inside of us. And that template to be divine feminine has come through with us also. We may have had lifetimes in between Lemuria and now where we were male. We may be very new at being female. But Cryon said more than once that in Lemuria we planned to come back now as women so that we could be the ones to uplift humanity and bring this new balance, this new compassionate way of living forward into every day for everyone. So right now, I'd like to take a few moments to share with you this song, this chant that the Star Mothers gave me many years ago before I knew anything about the shamanic teaching wheel. It's on my Lemurian Sisterhood Sacred Circle album, Sacred Song album, and I hope you enjoy it. And those of you that know it, feel free to, wherever you are, to sing along with me. Chant along with me. Come to the circle, goddess of Mu. Come to the circle, I'm calling you. From your hearth and your home to the circle tonight. Under the moon, in the circle of firelight. Come to the circle, goddess of Mu. You are the center of power, of life, goddess of stars, the moon and the sight, to see into the future, the past and beyond. Dance in the circle and feel the universe respond to the magic and power pouring from you. Come to the circle, goddess of Mu. Come to the circle, priestess of Mu, the last of her kind. I'm calling you to anchor the grid with your clear goddess flame. Let the sparks become fire and blaze with your name, arousing the gifts of your lineage, the one piece, the one heart, human on earth, divine from the start. Come to the circle, Sha women of Mu. Come to the circle, Mele'ha is calling you. Close your eyes for a moment and take a breath and let that chant, that song, those sounds just permeate a little more deeply into your Lemurian Akash, into that place that remembers, into that place that says yes, yes, yes. And take a breath. And come on back. Now I ask you, dear Sha women, to be, what if you had a place where you could go deeper into shamanic teachings and an empowered feminine community to grow with? Yeah, your circle, your tribe, your community, and ancient sacred teachings from the Pleiadian star mothers, wisdom teachings to learn from. I'd love you to drop a little heart in the chat box so we could see that our tribe is growing. So what if? Well, dear goddesses, I'm delighted to tell you that there is indeed such a place. It's called the Lemurian Shamanism School, and specifically tonight we talk about the shamanic teaching wheel, those sacred wisdom teachings for the star mothers. This was particularly created to bring the star mothers' ancient wisdom teachings of the shamanic teaching wheel to today's women. Are you ready? Are you ready to step through this gateway to a new adventure? I hope so. Are you ready to discover your place in the tribe of humanity as a Sha woman? The shamanic teaching wheel is a graduate level to study the wisdom teachings of the Pleiadian star mothers. It's come through me, Dr. Amber Mele'ha Wolf, Mele'ha is the Lemurian name that Cryon gave me in 2014. So this has been cooking, percolating, gestating since then. That's exciting, isn't it? And it's always the timing, that too. The shamanic teaching wheel is here now because we need this information. And it isn't for everyone, but maybe it's for you. As Mele'ha, I continue to receive teachings and guidance and downloads and instructions from the Star Mothers and from Cryon as this potential for the new human woman unfolds. These are exciting times. So the shamanic teaching wheel is for women who are ready to commit time, their precious time and energy, to the responsibility of their future. We are in such a unique time in our history, or her story, where our interconnectedness, our community is creating a global consciousness shift. Everyone sees everything. This has been known as the ascension consciousness, this great shift, a time when we need human and divine. We need both of our parts in our thinking, in our living, and in our community connection. All of that. It's not enough just to be human or just to be divine. We need the balance of both. So, through your membership, you are invited again and again to look deeply into your Lemurian Akash and remember yourself as a woman who was honored, wise, and necessary to the balance of humanity. Just like today, we are. We are all of those things. We are honored, we are wise, and necessary to the balance of humanity. The world needs our wisdom and our creativity and our compassion to move forward into the new human paradigm. Together, dear sisters of Mu, we do this together. Let the Star Mothers and me, Mele'ha, be your teachers and your guides. It is my honor, it is their honor, and they are excited. The classes that we teach are self-paced, of course, to honor your time and a very full life. So ask yourself, am I ready to take on this ongoing commitment? Will it add value to my life? These are important questions. Dear Sha women of Mu, dear old souls, of course, we believe in the value of the shamanic teaching wheel wisdom. Also, in creating a deeper connection for you to your Lemurian Akash and to the teachings of the Star Mothers. As an old soul and a woman of Lemuria, you come from the lineage of the Pleiadian Star Mothers. They still live in you. Our souls were called into being now for an intensive recreation of humanity. This is the time. My life, the blessings of my life, have been an interwoven tapestry. Sometimes it seems like a crazy quilt of many sacred assignments, and it's my delight to take you on this divine feminine journey that will heal, empower, and excite you with the gifts of the Sha woman teachings from the Star Mothers. We're all excited to have you join us and become a practical Sha woman that will change herself, her community, and ultimately the world. And because, dear women of Mu, your Akash is calling you to go to the next level for your deeper, bigger work, we invite you to become a member of the Shamanic Teaching Wheel School. And with that, for the next 72 hours, we are offering a special opportunity for you to join this sacred circle community, this sacred wheel community, for $33 a month or $330 a year. So that gives you 2 free months of classes. And beyond this window, the membership will be $44 a month or annually $440. So I encourage you to join us now. As a member of the school, here are some of the delicious things that you'll be receiving. We always will have a wisdom foundation for the modules. So each level is made up of modules. Each module is made up of classes. Each module contains a class on wisdom foundations. What is the foundation of the wisdom that the Star Mothers want us to know at this time? And then there's always a Star Mother channeling and their sacred teachings and activations. And of course, we always formally, ceremoniously open and close the sacred circles together. And then at the end, there's this beautiful time, a guided time for you to have review and reflection and work with a journal. We always suggest, because there are questions there for you, to just let yourself delve a little more deeply into what you've received during each module. And then at the end of the level, where you will be eligible to receive a certificate of completion. So along with that, we also have a members only Facebook group. So you have to be in this studying group who are in the Shamanic Teaching Wheel School. And it's an opportunity to connect with other women on the Sha Woman path. And we also have an exciting and rare opportunity to connect live via Zoom for Q&A once a month with me and your Sha Woman tribe, your community, your people, your goddesses. So I'm excited about that because it will be, we will have those meetings will be loosely structured, like a formal opening and closing of the circle. But it's really to delve into your questions and know what has come up for you during this time, during these teachings, because things will come up. In Lemuria, the women students of the shamanism school were supported and honored by the whole community for their dedication to this path. In modern times, of course, we're excited that we are recreating that community. And though we may not live in proximity of each other, we have the digital world to connect. And sometimes we will have the physical to connect. Goddesses from around the world are becoming specialists in understanding and living a shamanic life. Isn't that beautiful? We are connected, this beautiful grid. So, dear Sha women of Mu, now is the time where we have left space for your questions. So this is it. Please type your questions into the Q&A box, and that's on the far side of your screen. It says Q&A, not in the chat box or at the end of the chat thread, because they go by too fast. And I will be ready to answer your questions. Okay, Becca is asking, will these modules be in other languages? Yes, the answer is yes, these modules will be in other languages. Czech language and Italian will follow 1 month behind. So they will be exactly from our opening date. They'll be 1 month behind us. There is, and there will also be French. There will be French translation available also. Currently, there is not anyone translating Spanish, I'm sorry to say. How many modules are there altogether? You know, what's going to happen is the modules will reveal themselves a year at a time. So right now we have a year's worth of modules, so 52, because one class comes out each week, and about 4 or 5 classes make up one module. And so there'll be different levels, and those will keep going. Cryon has told me that there is no end to the layers that are in each spoke of the wheel. So I think I'll be doing this for the rest of my life, so there'll always be modules. What do you think the time commitment would be for this study each week? That's really an interesting question. You know, that's so personal. I know people who have lots of time and people who have not as much time. So there are audios, there are videos, and there's the writing, of course, at the end in the review and reflection. And you get one piece each week, so you're not like dumped on all at once, and you know you have to finish and all of that. So you can take it as you wish. The videos are anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes, same for the audios. And so that's the information that you'll get. And then what you do, how you study that, how much time you take with it is up to you. Let's see. There's a question. What's about men? The shamanic teaching wheel is not for men. What the men can do is support the women who would like to take these classes so that they can study, so that they can spend time in the sacred circles that we have, the live meetings, take care of the kids, take care of dinner, whatever it is. Create a safe and sacred space for the women that they can unfold into. Let's see. Wondering, how do I receive the transmission and how do I transmit it further? I can feel inside that I'm a teacher, but don't know how to begin. Well, taking these classes would be a really good way to begin, because they are paced at a level that you can unfold yourself in a way that feels right for you. Some people will do it more quickly than others. Now, you will have these classes, as long as you're a member, you'll have these classes to go back to. So you can look at them again and again and listen to the audios and watch the videos and read the PDFs as many times as you want to. You can really delve into it, or you can do it once. That's up to you. In order to advance from one module to another, you need to go through everything that we send you. Let's see. I'm going to go down the little bar here. Can I give you an example of something from the teaching wheel? That's what I was doing tonight, and I'm sorry if that didn't come across to you. There are 5 spokes to the wheel. There's a hub and a rim, and the Star Mothers have given teachings on all of the spokes, the names of the spokes, the names of the rim and the hub, and what they mean and how they connect to each person's life and how they connect to the community. Also, if you go onto my YouTube channel, Lemurian Sisterhood Global, for 1 year I did live new moon gatherings where I created a shamanic teaching wheel, and then I also used the Lemurian activation codes. So I talked about the wheel in those live presentations, and those are all free and they're on that page. Would there be replays? So I think I answered your question, right? As long as you're a member, you can continue to have those. Will you share or yield sessions to co-teachers or specialists? That's from Trish. That's always a possibility. And, you know, the teachings come from the Star Mothers and sometimes Cryon. So there are a couple of specialists right there, and there may be others. I don't like Facebook. Is it necessary to do so? No, you do not have to do Facebook. Absolutely not. That is for the you know, just that part of the members only Facebook page for people to interact there, but you don't have to do that. I would encourage you though to come to the Zoom meeting once a month. Let's see. Oh, I missed this. Will this membership be in addition to the monthly channelings that you do on Zoom? Yes, it will, Wanda. And as time goes forward, there will not be monthly channelings, monthly meetings on Zoom. They'll most likely be quarterly at the equinoxes and the solstices. How many years does it take to achieve certification? You know, you get a certification after each level. So level 1 has 4 modules, so that's 4 months, and you'll have level 1 certification. Level 2 is a little bit longer. Level 3 keeps going. If you sign up for $33 a month, can you change to the yearly subscription later? Oh, that's a Mindy question to answer. Mindy, can you answer that? I work 45 hours a week and more, also on the weekend. Can I follow at my free time? Anytime you want to. This is self-paced. The only thing that is measured is that you do each class in each module. Let's see, did I get everybody there? Yeah. Karen, as a member, did I understand correctly that this is self-paced learning? Yes. Is there a time that all the modules must be completed before certification? No, there's no time frame. If it takes you 2 months to complete one module, at the end of that 2 months, you go to the next module and the next. There are 4 modules in level 1. You can take as long as you want to complete that. You will get it in 4 months, but you could take a year to complete it. And then once it's complete, you can have the certification for that. Let's see. Becoming a member means becoming a student. Yes, that's true, Camilla. Let's see. Gabby. Gabby, how long will the course take? So level 1 will take 4 months. After that, I think level 2 will probably be for the rest of the year of that time. And then level 3 will be the next year. Camilla has translated 5 books into Spanish. Oh, okay. Could I describe, oops, I lost it. Could I describe in more detail what we will learn specifically? So you will learn the teachings of the Star Mothers, the spokes of the wheel, the foundation of the Lemurian shamanism school, the desire, the need, the want to become a Sha woman, how the wheel is useful in your life. What do you learn from these teachings that is practical and useful in your life? For me, that's the most important thing. And when I traveled for 10 years on the road with Lee Carroll, that's why he brought me along, was to teach the practical things. So that's where the practical Sha woman teachings come in. The esoteric part, and then how do we translate that into how we live our life every day? Because we don't live in the forest. Maybe some of you do, but most of us don't have that gift. That we need to be actively using these teachings in the world so that we bring the divine feminine back into balance. Carolina is excited. Is the wheel imagined as 12 segments? No, there are 5 spokes to the wheel. If you go on to the Lemurian Shamanism School on teachable.com, Lemurian Shamanism School, there is a free Lemurian teaching wheel class and also a free introduction to the shamanic teaching wheel. So that's Lemurian Shamanism School.teachable.com. Is there a connection between the shamanic teaching wheel and other indigenous shamanic practices such as drumming, journeying, and healing? Of course. It all came from somewhere, right? Yeah, it's a beautiful connection. Is the course practical, meaning does it include practical exercises? I think I answered that, right? Yes, the answer is yes. I am the main teacher. I don't have plans for any other teachers at this time. But that's, I never know what Spirit's going to deliver to my door. Is there a replay of the monthly question and answer with me? Yes. How long do you take the classes for? As long as you want to, as long as the Star Mothers keep giving me information, I will keep teaching it. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be purposely nebulous, but it's not like a 4-year university or a 2-year, bachelor's and a 4. It's not like that. What the Star Mothers are telling me right now in this moment is that they will continue to give me the information until there's a critical mass reached on the planet and the divine feminine has once again balanced the masculine energy. So, would I be meeting with you? Yeah, that's what we do once a month. We do that meeting together, and you get the certificate for module 1 completion when you complete module 1. Is membership a separate thing? No, this is what we're talking about, the membership in the school. What about men who are clearly connected to their feminine essence? What about those men who have been spiritual women in the past? What if men can get in touch with that essence? Do they count as being women? What is the difference? So this is a question that, of course, I've had over the years when I've had Lemurian Sisterhood meetings, and there were clearly men who were more in their spiritual feminine essence than they were in their masculine essence, just as there are some women who are in their masculine essence rather than their feminine. Here's the thing. I can't stop a man from taking this class. It is created for women. Men who are feeling more feminine. You have to follow your heart. I'm not going to police people. I encourage you to do what you feel is right for you and for the rest of the group. Do we need to have experience with the first teaching wheel before endeavoring the shamanic teaching wheel? Gwen, that's a great question. And I will answer that, but I want to answer Britta's really quickly here. I'm studying with Siberian shaman. Can I combine it with the teaching wheel? Absolutely, yes. The source is the source is the source. And most everyone who is tuned into source energy connects it again and again to different places. Source energy is here for all of us. It just manifests in many, many ways through many years, many lifetimes, many cultures. So I hope you're really enjoying that class. It sounds wonderful. Okay, do we need to experience the first teaching wheel? You mean the Lemurian teaching wheel? You don't have to, but I suggest you go to the free class on my Teachable site and just take it. It doesn't take long at all. It's probably not even 30 minutes, and it will give you a really good look at how this wheel business all started. Let's see. My main question was answered. Can I share a little bit about when I realized I was a Sha woman? Yes, I can. And let me do that when I'm finished with some more of these questions. Why is certification important? It's only important if it's important to you. It may be important to you or may not. Let's see. I'm in the UK. Spirit woke you up at 2:22 a.m. to listen to this. Welcome to the middle of the night, Callie. Colleen, will there be personal guidance available for those of us experiencing a very rapid Akashic remembrance, which may be different than most and may feel somewhat disharmonious? I lean on Cryon for a lot of this, but hoping to find more personal guidance. I would say that there is not one person who will be that guide. As I said, I will be available for questions during the monthly meeting, but that is not for personal guidance. However, the community is something that's so very helpful for that, because many people have wonderful insights and may have experienced what you're going through. I have not experienced that myself. But I know people that have. So let's look to the community to help with that. Let's see. What is the interrelation of the Native American wheel with the Sha woman wheel? I think I answered that, Margarita, when I said it all comes from source. It all comes from somewhere. What is the time frame for the modules? A couple of years. I think that I answered that also with the answer is I don't know. We'll see as this unfolds. I know what this year is, and from this March to next March, and that's what I know. I'm from Israel. Would I want a translation to Hebrew? We can talk about that. That depends on if there's a market for it, really, and if there are enough women who are interested, and maybe there are. I don't mean to say it is just a money thing. It's more of a time thing, and the time that it takes to work with translations and upload them and keep them, host them in a place. So it isn't just the translation. So I am open to any and all of it. Are these teachings geared towards women in all stages of life? What a great question. Thank you. So, all stages of life. All women are always going through stages. We know that. I did a whole series of maiden mother wisdom women and sacred relationships and sacred sexuality that took you through different initiations in all different times of your life. In Lemuria, the women graduated from the Lemurian teaching wheel when they were about 13, which was the time that they would, about average, get their first moon cycle. And it was then that they could step into the shamanic teaching wheel. So if you're more than 13, you can. What if one registers the $33 and decides not to continue once one registers? And what if one doesn't do it after a few months? Okay, so you only have to do it for 1 month. There's no rules about that. You can, stop your payment after 1 month or 2 or whatever you'd like. What will happen is you won't be able to go back to $33. It'll go to $44. Okay. Why do we need a membership in the course fee? They're really the same thing. We call it a membership because we like to have the community. A course fee for me is a little less juicy, a little less delicious than a group of women who are learning to step into their power and create an amazing world. How long will the coupon code be valid? 72 hours. Let's see. There are a lot of questions here. Holy cow. I'm going to look through all these questions and see if I can. This program will not be available on Teachable. It'll be available on a different site like Teachable. It's called Kajabi. It's another hosting site. So, yes, do I understand that if I'm a member for 1 year and decide to stop, the classes you paid for are still available to you? That's a Mindy question. I really don't know the answer to that. Mindy, number 71TER, could you answer that, please? Teresa, I signed up. Well, yeah. It says the start date is April 16th. Yes, that's right. That's the full moon. And I will be doing actually a full moon meeting there. Could Mindy write and show where to go to learn about the free shamanism school? Yes. After year 1, is the price the same for other years? That's the plan right now. If you miss a class, as long as you're a member, the classes are always available to you, including the recordings of the Zoom meetings. So April 16th, you saw that. Sarah Doig, hi. Okay. Are we going to be talking about the spokes tonight? No, we are not. I did that in the March meeting, the equinox meeting. If you want to learn more about that, that is on Teachable. It's called the Equinox Balance and the Opening of the Shamanic Teaching Wheel. There's actually pictures of the Shamanic Teaching Wheel in there. You completed your registration. Claire, women help each other out. You should set up a fund so that members can help other members with the monthly fees. That's a great idea. Okay, coupon codes. I have them here. I'm so very high tech. Look at this. Here's my high tech way of showing you the coupon codes. So that's STW, Shamanic Teaching Wheel Monthly, all caps. And then if you want the annual one, it's STW, Shamanic Teaching Wheel Annual. And if you have any questions about anything, except like how to fix your smoke detector, email hello@shamanicteachingwheel.com. And that will be Mindy, who I love. That's why I put that heart there, okay? Okay, I'm going to go back to the question thing here. I don't think I got them all. Can we get the material faster? No, sorry. It's one a week. That's just how it's going to come. Can you offer us guidance, your recommendation from my experience, how to practice, learn, study these? Daily 10 minutes through meditation. You know, I think that that's so different for everyone. Some people are morning people. That's when I would do it. That's my first thing, is my focus is in the morning. And I keep people out. I keep even music. It's a very quiet, introspective time for me. That's when I would do it. Some people stay up till midnight or 2 a.m. and, you know, when the world is asleep, and they get it then. They like it then. So find where that sweet spot is for you. And it might be different on different days. You know, if you're working Monday through Friday, you might need to do it on the weekend, or, you know, find yourself a time. Let's see. Gabby's bilingual. All right. Shaman women in Lemuria use dreams to download teachings and healings going back to memories. I have many lucid dream information. You know, Marjorie, I feel like that is really individual. And if you feel that you're getting that information, go with that, because that's particular for you and it's a wonderful gift. So when we register either monthly or annually, it would be for life. Yes, for the rest of your life, you'll be with me and this wonderful community. I'm teasing you. No, you can stop it at any time. If you want the whole year and you want those extra 2 free months, I would say don't stop it. And if you want to check it out and see if it's for you, and you want to pay just $33 for 1 month and then see, do that. Really follow what feels right to you. Are we going to continue the full moon Lemurian Sisterhood monthly gathering? I don't think it will be the same. It will be different. I said that a little bit ago, that we're going to give, it's going to shift into something else, because we'll have these teachings. But there will be moon gatherings. It'll be equinox and solstice gatherings. Can I please give an example of a wheel teaching and how to use it in the world? Okay, I will. So the hub of the wheel, the center of the wheel, as I said very early on in this time with you, that is what the women were. They were the hub. They were the center of the spiritual grid. Now, in the Lemurian teaching wheel, the hub is called God Source. In the shamanic teaching wheel, it is creative source, energy, you. It is that you create. And for women, we have a very creative source inside our body. And we'll get into that later in level 2 and 3. But when we put ourselves in the middle, if we see our life as a wheel, and all these spokes going out in different directions to different people, different places, different times in our lives, we see us in the center. We are the creators of all of the things that we're connected to. So that is a teaching from the shamanic teaching wheel. We begin and we end in the hub as the creators of our sacred life. All right, my beauties. What does Mele'ha mean? It means Mele. It means two different things. One thing that it means is a gift, and the other thing that it means is joyous, a celebration. And the ha is in aloha, and that is the breath of spirit. So it is the gift of spirit, or the celebration of spirit. So now we're going to, someone asked me, how did I know when I was a shaman or a Sha woman? And I said I would answer that. So I think that there wasn't really one particular time, that it came to me a little at a time. And part of what I had to do as I learned about that was feel worthy to be that. Because so many of us don't feel that we're worthy to be something great. So part of the shamanic teaching wheel is getting over that. Kryan has said that one of the reasons we became human and the burden of our humanity is our self-esteem. So that is part of what we work on. I do it every day. I have opportunities every day to see myself as I was trained to see myself in this life, with a pretty low bar, or as the Sha woman of Mu, as a priestess, as a healer, and as a woman that can make a difference in the world, just like all of you. So now I'd like to bring the Star Mothers in with a sacred little ceremony. This wonderful bay leaf. I'm going to set it on fire. And because it's so oily, it burns really well. And so we just clear the air, clear the space. Shift the energy. Close your eyes and come into your body. Let all the questions and all the teachings come draining through your body, just a sweet, soft wave. Take a breath and let it go. Breathe in through your crown chakra and exhale through your feet, and just let that energy down into the earth. It will all be there. Inhale, exhale. Now you are anchored between heaven and earth. And come into the center of your physical body, right into your heart center. Breathing in there. Feeling how delicious it is to be alive, to be a woman, to have the opportunity to gather, to play, to co-create, to honor each other. Take another breath. Dear Shining Ones, we step forward into this sacred circle. We have been waiting and waiting. Mele'ha has been talking and talking, and we are delighted to be here. And as a teaching for this evening, we will begin with this. We step into the center of the circle. For so much of the time, we are on the outside of the circle, holding sacred space for you all. That is the rim of the circle, and beyond the rim of the circle is where we are, close enough to be called, and far enough so that your free will comes first. So now we step in to the center of the circle. We will displace you in the center for a few moments because we want to give you this direction, this gift. Whether or not you choose this time to step forward into the shamanic teaching wheel, it will always be the perfect time, whether it is now or in your next life. There is nothing more important than honoring what is right for you. That perfect, juicy time when you know it's right to say yes. When you know that all of the excuses don't stand before your own magnificence and what you will discover as you explore your magnificence, your sacredness more deeply. That time, that timing is deeply, deeply personal. As an example, we were here 100,000 years ago. That is quite some time, is it not? And yet, you, dear shining ones, you celebrate 2012, 10 years in your time. Very little time. But you are human and in the dense form right now, so the passage of linear time is quite different. But when we're together in Lemuria, you could create, assemble, disassemble, reassemble your molecules so that you could be in time longer, should you choose. And most of you did. The words, old souls, you were old in Lemuria. You didn't have these quick lifetimes of your past 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years. And yes, we recognize that humans are much healthier now and living longer, but not like you did in Lemuria. It was necessary. The training was so deep and broad. It was necessary. The grid was placed, and it was necessary to train people to hold that grid, to first of all recognize what it was, create it, and hold it and nourish it. And that is who many of you are. That is what you're doing in this life. That is what you'll continue to do. You will not step out of your Lemurian Akash, ever. It will always be with you. So you do not need to step into this school now. It can be for another lifetime. We would be happy to have you now, of course. But you must be called. You must feel that it's right for your soul now. And perhaps it will be right next week. But the teachings will remain. We are creating a legacy for humanity. We give these teachings again and again and deeper, more detailed, more esoteric, much more unconventional as time unfolds and as the grid of the earth permits. So let us speak about that. That is the reason that this wheel comes now. For the past 10 years, the grid has been getting ready to support it. Mele'ha has been getting ready to support it. The magnetic master has been receiving his teachings to support it. It's always about the timing. And you always have a choice about that. We ask you this, beloved ones. Say yes because it makes your heart sing. And maybe say yes because you're a little bit afraid. It's an adventure. And adventures bring with it the unknown. That's a given. But you are wise women, and you will know exactly what to do with the unknown. And if you don't, someone in your tribe, your community, will. This support, just like we had when we were together in Lemuria, is invaluable. It's pure, it's compassion, it's love. It's the action of uplifting each other, something that your world has gone very, very far from. And we know you know that it's time to come back to the center. So we speak once again about the hub of the wheel. And we invite you to stand with us. The hub is big enough. Stand with us and let us permeate you with these teachings. Let us light the spark of your Lemurian Akash again. Let us surround you with the love, the understanding, the guidance that we gave you in Lemuria. That is our true purpose for remaining with this planet for as long as we have. It is time for that to reawaken. And it will. It is. It is rolling across the earth as we speak. And it is lighted from the galaxy as we speak to you. Dear goddesses of Mu, you are our children. We love you as a mother loves a child, compassionately, unconditionally, and perhaps indulgently. Why not? We think you are the best. Take a breath, please. Let that sink in. You don't have to do anything for us to love you like that. You just have to be your wonderful, sacred, magnificent selves. And you are, right now, already. Nothing to do. Everything to be. Dear shining ones, we leave you now in the center of the wheel as we step back. We step back to the rim and then outside the rim, and we continue to hold this sacred space for all of you. We thank you for saying yes, for stepping forward. We step back. Take a breath. When you're ready, open your eyes. Take a stretch. Woo. If you've got your water handy or whatever you're drinking, say thank you, star mothers. I say thank you, star mothers. Well, my dears, it is time to close this sacred circle. Many, many blessings to all of you. Many thanks to my wonderful team. I love you. You're the best. You are the rim of my wheel that holds all this together.